See from left to right on your screen is head coach Tony Vitello and student athletes Liam Spence and Luke Lipcius. We're going to take questions one at a time using the raise your hand function. Please, no follow-up so that we can get to as many outlets as possible. And coaches, we're waiting on questions. If you'll start us off with an opening statement about today's game.
Yeah, I thought today was a great team win. So far, a lot of people expected big things from this regional, and it's been wild. There's been a lot of different things that have happened or different storylines thus far, but it hasn't disappointed in excitement. And part of that has been, our guys feeding off our crowd. They gave us a little bit of juice last night. It carried over in tonight. It was pretty cool as we were hitting BP. The stands started to fill up, and you could feel the energy from our guys that they were kind of on the hunt to get another win tonight after kind of staring death in the face somewhat last night. And again, back to my original statement, I think it was a great team win. These two guys are sitting here for a reason, but there were several instances in that game that you could pick apart on your own if you were watching, where one teammate picked up another, or one guy didn't get it done and another guy did. So Blade did a phenomenal job leading the way, but again, I thought the guys had each other's back in a lot of different situations, and it was the difference for us.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to Ryan Schumpert, Ben McKee, and Mike Wilson.
For Coach, just how challenging is it to bounce back so quickly from such an exciting win and major win last night, and just how impressive was your team's ability to jump on Liberty early today?
No, it was a strong effort in that fashion. I think they've learned their lessons, and not that they ever did anything wrong in the past, but you got to navigate through the waters of, our league tournament games like we've done in Hoover, and then just emotional wins. I mean, we've had a lot of emotional wins and losses. And it's, again, I always say to the kids, I mean, if it's the first time you're doing something or a new set of circumstances, it's not like you can't do well if you approach it well. But it certainly helps when you've had all the practice we've had of extra inning games, bounce back games, quick turnaround games, difficult games, catch a bad break games, playing phenomenal opponents. I don't know that there's anything we haven't done yet, or at least experienced to an extent. But of course, sure as I'm sitting here saying that, you usually show up to the baseball field every day expecting to see something new. But whatever it is, I feel like our guys are well prepared.
Tony, can you put your thumb on why there's been so many home runs in this regional this weekend? And then Liam and Luke, just what was working so well for you all today that led to a two home run performance for both of y'all?
Yeah, I think you have phenomenal hitters. The number one offense in the country is sent here, and I feel bad for those guys. The storyline for the average fan or maybe even media person that doesn't know that program or doesn't know that roster and coaching staff probably thinks, well, the 4 seed, a lot of times only wins one game or exits relatively early, but it doesn't do justice to that club. I feel they deserve to be in a better position to make some noise. And they did make noise. I mean, they had us up against the ropes and they swung the bats well. So it starts kind of from the bottom and goes all the way to the top. We feel like we've got one of those SEC lineups where 1 through 9, you don't get much breathing room. And we have a couple strong pinch hitters. And then the two teams in the middle are two teams that, have slugged it out already. Both have put up, double digits already in our park. So it starts with the talent. And then the easy addition to that is this late in the year. We see it when kids are on our field in the summer. Warm weather is here and the ball's carrying. And so you got kind of kerosene on the dynamite there, if that's even the right thing to say.
Then we'll go to Luke on that one.
I can't really pinpoint anything that was specifically working today. It's just a kind of a buildup, a culmination of what we've been doing in practice and our early work and all that. BP, you just kind of get good pitches to hit, swing at them and barrel them. And on days like today and yesterday, they'll go out. And so Lindsay's been playing in our favor, and we'll try to keep it going.
And Liam?
Yeah, I'll build off Luke. Basically just 1 through 9, grinding out at bats and making the pitcher work and making him leave pitches over the plate where we could put good swings on. But it was a team effort with all of us being able to grind out at bats and making the pitcher throw as many pitches as he can and get him to leave some pitches over the plate.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Luke, a second ago, you pointed at the box score. I'm curious what jumped out at you from that. And then also, what's going so well for you at the plate lately? Is it just a matter of balls going over the fence, finding a hole when it wasn't early in the year, or is anything just going differently for you?
Yeah, I was actually just pointing out the earned runs. There's goose eggs there, but that's neither here nor there. But no, it's just kind of a confidence thing in me and the whole offense. You know, I know if I don't come through, that someone else will, and so you can really just relax in pressure situations, especially, and then tweaks here and there, and then everyone's rolling right now. And you know, it's a really good time for us to get hot. We're playing really good baseball, and it's just really exciting.
Go to Wes Rucker, Christopher Heidel, and then Trey Wallace.
Yeah, Tony, I guess could you speak to what you got out of Sewell there for the final 3 innings, and was there any reluctance at all to go to him in that spot? Because I'm sure you would like to have saved him for a potential start, but at that point, maybe not much choice.
No, to be honest with you, you know, I probably owe my man Mabry a bit of an apology. And then 2, it just got real messy in that inning. Could have made it would have been a really difficult play to complete, but could have made a play to get out of that thing. You know, Blade is your guy stuff wise on our staff, and he was throwing the ball so well. So it was just kind of tricky how it all worked out. Then he goes 2-0 to a lefty, and we went with our gut to go left on left. So, you know, you try and do all the paperwork and be on your toes, but it kind of shows you how the game can speed up in a hurry when a couple things go wrong. And like Luke alluded to, if we just play catch a little better, I think we minimize the damage in that inning, despite me maybe needing to manage the situation a little bit better. But Camden and you know, Red were the 2 guys we envisioned finishing this game for us. Sean, at the very least, needed a day. Hunley, you know, where he was not on the available list because of his pitch count. So we expected that to happen. And I'd say, you know, maybe he threw 1 or 2 more innings, but he was really efficient in his, you know, pitch count, 35 pitches to get the job done. The kid picked up where he left off in Hoover. And, you know, kind of like Luke, I don't mean to speak for him, but I think Luke is just swinging the bat like Luke does. Like we saw all fall in spring training. And like some of his teammates, it took him a while to just relax and play baseball. But Camden Sewell and Luke are 2 guys that are just playing baseball, probably following the lead of the Aussie who's been doing it all year.
Chris Heidel.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win today. Just talk about your bullpen. You're all set for the weekend, for tomorrow. You know, you didn't have to go in depth in your bullpen after last night's long marathon.
Yeah, you know, it's a tricky deal in the back of your brain. I think you're probably much better served just looking at the game you're involved in. But at the same time, I've been in some situations where you have regret when you don't manage things the right way. And it catches up to you later in the tournament. This is a tournament. It's nice we won tonight's game, but we're smack in the middle of a tournament. We're all a little bitter. I think we didn't win the last one we were in, and we want to do whatever we got to do to win this one. So I think it'll be all hands on deck tomorrow. We haven't taxed our pitching, as you've said, but our offense has also done a nice job to help preserve that. So we're looking for all facets of the game to just do what they're capable of tomorrow. Whether it's playing defense, playing catch that way, or the pitchers that are available getting it done. And I have full confidence in our offense as well.
Hey, Tony, only leaving 5 runners on base tonight. What did you think of the way that your team was seeing pitches tonight, getting bat to ball, especially in that 3rd inning? How would you rate them overall this evening?
Yeah, again, I think I didn't say it that cleanly at the opening, but I think there was a certain amount of juice from the crowd, and it's why you fight so hard all year long to play in front of your fans. You know, and it carried over into today's game. But also the guys, I think, you know, kind of like our first game in Hoover, there was some hesitancy. Even though we played well last night, there were moments of a little extra tension or hesitancy or feeling the whole deal out a little bit. And I think with last night's win, it kind of gave the team permission to just show up and play ball. And all those things were in our favor. And it's a pretty talented group. So when those things are right with the mental side of everything and the skill set we have with these 2 guys and others, it's a good combination. And then the fact that's going on at home makes it even better. So when you go up against a well-coached team, you know, you get some results like you're mentioning.
Last 2 for Tennessee go to Troy and then Jake Nichols.
Liam, Tony alluded to it a little earlier, but I'm wondering what is the biggest thing y'all learned from those big moments against Vanderbilt and Arkansas that were followed by losses, and kind of the ability to turn that around today and win the way y'all did?
I think it kind of educates you on where to invest your energy and your calories. And these two guys are young. I think I can keep up with them energy wise, but for the most part, they've got great energy at all times physically, but mentally you kind of, you got to be careful about where you're putting your energy, whether it be social media or getting too fired up, or, in Hoover, watching every single game, judging what's going on. You kind of learn what's important and what's not. And when it goes awry or doesn't go the way you want, I think these guys have learned to rally around each other, which they've done all year long, but it's kind of gotten more and more efficient as we've gone on through the year. And it's incredibly helpful this time of year because it's a little bit of cutthroat baseball against great competition.
Tony, they're in the 8th with Pete's response after he got hit in the foot, came back, got that RBI. What can you say about him and just kind of battling back right there? And then in another part, can you talk about who's starting tomorrow?
Sure. We'll get together as a staff and decide whether we want to make the decision regardless of who wins that first game or kind of play that out. But we've prepared guys. I mean, obviously the whole setup last week was, if Heflin's going to throw in the final, then he's more than likely going to be, available for the third game in this deal. So we'll kind of see where we're at with that. What was the first part of the question? Sorry.
Talking about with Pete Durkee with his AB.
Yeah, no.
Coming
hey,
back.
Pete, our second year here, I appreciate you reminding me. Our second year here, Pete was injured almost the whole last third of the year, and he just battled through it. And, he had a hand injury that was very difficult to deal with. The kid's tough. He loves the Vols probably more than anybody that I get to be around every day. And I think that moment allowed him to actually kind of catch his breath a little bit and kind of tame that swing down. When he's just swinging naturally with his bat, earmuffs, you two guys, he might be the best bat handler on our team. And that's why he's in that spot. And it's why he's had so much success for his entire career here for us. No offense.
All right, too straight.
You got off the hook anyway. You didn't get asked any questions.
Yeah, that's nice to watch.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be joined by representatives from Liberty momentarily.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.